Hello everyone, Lily here, and today I'm going to be talking about cheating in Phantom Forces. No, I'm not going to be telling you how to cheat, but rather talking about the cheating in Phantom Forces Roblox and games in general has reached. I feel as though there are some misconceptions about cheating in Phantom Forces and why we have to deal with it in the first place. So if you've played Phantom Forces for any of the years that it has been out, you've likely encountered some form of cheater, whether that be aimbot, fly hacks, speed hacks, noclip, or ESP among the most popular of cheats. There is no end to the cheats being produced, and YouTube is littered with videos made to show people how to get away with it, and there are lucrative channels made just for showcasing cheats. So for anyone that wants it, the means to cheat are very accessible. To get an understanding for the scale of cheating in Phantom Forces, I compiled the data from the publicly available ban logs from the Stylus Discord. The Shamestream channel documents every time that a cheater is manually banned by a game moderator. I tracked the data back to over a year ago to January of 2019. The amount of cheaters peaked in the new year, close to 7,000 cheaters manually banned in January, and has dropped since then. We can also see that the amount of monthly bans has picked up at the start of 2020. This is likely due to the global coronavirus pandemic causing more people to stay inside and consequently play games. I was still curious though and tracked the data back to March of 2018, just over 2 years ago. Here we can see the trend that bans have taken, peaking at an astounding number of nearly 16,000 cheaters banned in the month of August of 2018. The bans tapered off from there and dropped the most in November of 2018 to January of 2019. One can look at these numbers and wonder how there are so many cheaters present and ask if there is more that Stylus should be doing to combat the cheating epidemic. But as cheats have made their way into the Phantom Forces community, Stylus has responded with an anti-cheat and game moderation system that is one of, if not the best, cheat handling and prevention systems in Roblox. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on data for the anti-cheats auto bans in a similar time period, but I can imagine it boasts similar numbers. The drop of cheaters after the peak in the summer of 2018 can also be attributed to an anti-cheat update that massively reduced the work the game moderators need to do manually. Based off of comments that I see made by other people and interactions I've had with others, there does seem to be the misconception that Phantom Forces does not have an anti-cheat at all or doesn't have a very good one. But as a former game moderator, having seen just a glimpse of how cheaters are handled on the inside, I can confidently say that this is not the case. And while I did resign from my game moderator position in 2019, it does seem that the tools that game moderators have and the anti-cheat have been updated since then, and I am very impressed by the way that it has been updated and it seems to be doing a lot to handle cheaters. I also think that people expecting a more effective anti-cheat are missing the reality of the situation. Roblox's platform as a whole has had issues with cheaters for over a decade now, and I can think back to, for me personally, to when I joined in 2011, having to deal with cheaters then. Roblox can take certain measures to limit the cheaters on their platform, as they do issue patches for cheats and can also IP ban people if necessary. But this kind of ban is easily circumvented with a VPN and is not a privilege that game developers like Stylus can use to mitigate cheats in their games. Roblox simply does not have the means to control the cheating that happens on their site and never really has been able to. But while it's easy to criticize Roblox and Stylus for not handling cheaters to the degree that we want, it is important to remember that they're really doing all that they can. Cheating in games in general has hit a magnitude that we've never seen before and is rampant across many popular games, Roblox or not. Cheating in games right now is also not preventable. It is like an arms race or a game of cat and mouse between game developers and the cheat makers. When a cheat is discovered and patched, the cheat makers are stopped temporarily until a new cheat is made and the cycle continues. Games, free or paid, made by AAA developers or not, all struggle with cheaters plaguing their respective games. Free-to-play games like Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Call of Duty Warzone are banning massive amounts of cheaters every month, with the bans in the tens of thousands and even sometimes reaching the hundreds of thousands. A paid game like PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds has also reportedly banned millions of players to date and counting. Despite the high number of bans, this is still not enough, as cheaters are still ever present in these games. Developers implement anti-cheats and cheat prevention practices, some of which Phantom Forces uses as well, but it still doesn't catch everyone. Even intrusive anti-cheats that are able to more closely monitor what programs you're running on your computer cannot stop cheaters, and there have been privacy controversies regarding the access that these programs have in the past. Some cheaters will even go as far as paying hundreds, even thousands of dollars to cheat in games that are free to play. And some people even resort to buying fixed hardware that will enable them to cheat as well. Evidently, people will go to whatever means necessary to cheat in games. So what does all this mean for Phantom Forces? Well, I think that with an understanding of the bigger picture of cheating in video games currently, we have to accept that no game will come without cheaters, and no anti-cheat will be able to stop all cheaters. Free-to-play games like Phantom Forces are especially hit hard, as creating a new account and continuing to cheat instantly after being banned is very easy. And even paid access games like Apocalypse Rising 2 still have their fair share of cheaters, as Robux itself is easy to come by cheaply on third-party sellers. I know that it's frustrating to encounter cheaters as they ruin the game experience, but I also think it's important to be practical in our assessment of how effective an anti-cheat should be and what we expect from it. No anti-cheat on Roblox will have the capabilities of an intrusive anti-cheat, and no anti-cheat on Roblox can be as advanced as some that are employed by the likes of AAA developers, whose resources are more abundant than those of someone like Stylus's. AAA developers can have better access in their respective platforms and game engines to allow for anti-cheat practices like machine learning, for example. Being on Roblox, I don't think that we can expect to see an anti-cheat like what Phantom Forces has get more advanced than it already is. This is not meant to take a dig at Stylus, but rather to form an understanding of the limits that developers have in regards to creating an effective anti-cheat on Roblox. For now at least, the reality of cheating in any game is that cheaters are simply an inevitability. I don't think that we can expect to see cheating change until a change in the culture around cheating takes place. After all, it is our fellow community members who are the ones cheating in the games that we enjoy. That is all I've got for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.